Hello, my name is Tasha Smutney. I am a double gold consultant and a two-time IATAN card holder. We're going to continue our introduction to team building, how to become a mentor and build your team. This part 2 is talking about inviting people to the meeting and following up and hopefully closing them and signing them up and onboarding them as a new agent. Now, in part 1, we already covered how to find those prospects using a various amount of different methods and different platforms. So if you haven't done that yet, you're going to want to go back and watch part 1. All right. So today we're going to talk about once we have people interested, how do we respond to them and how do we invite them to the meeting? How do we handle any questions they ask prior to the meeting? Following up after the meeting and handling questions and objections at that time as well, or just how to give additional information. And then once your prospect signs, how we onboard them and help them to be successful as a brand new agent. So when we invite to the meeting, we use our team building scripts. They are linked in our Start Me for team building, and I will show you that momentarily. But you're going to offer the next 2 meeting times for somebody. It's really important that you either state the time zone you're giving them the time in, or you ask them their time zone prior to offering meeting times and give them options in their own time zone. Once you've scheduled people for a meeting, you're going to want to keep a list of those who are attending. That way, you can check if they attended. Now, corporate meetings, we cannot see the attendees list. It is not available for attending. You can't see who's in the meeting. However, all of our presenters are encouraging the people to reach back to you, the person who invited them, and let you know that they're in the meeting. So if you go into one of the other presentations where you can see the meeting and you don't see your prospects in the list, or if it's a corporate meeting and you do not hear from them saying they're in the meeting, that's when you'll do that initial follow-up of, hey, the meeting's starting, and we'll talk more about that, okay? So the other way we can invite people to the meeting is on that travel agent opportunity Facebook group or page, you could make events. You could actually make an event that says when the next meeting is. Now, I do use Calendly so people can automatically sign up. But what you could do is instead of saying you can sign up to attend the meeting here, you could say our next informational meeting is whatever the date, text me to get put on the list. And then they can contact you and you can put them on the list, all right, for who's attending. So let's look at those scripts. Again, in our team building Start Me, it's going to be under the team building basics, team building scripts. Okay. So number 1, we are not just sending a video to somebody. We want to actually get them in and engage them. All right. If they ask for more information about the opportunity, make sure that you send them a message. All right. If they're saying, hey, can I have more info about this on a Facebook comment or something like that, make a comment and say, sure, feel free to message me or reach out to me and I will give you the information and get you scheduled for a meeting. Okay. We're not putting all the information in a comment and that kind of a thing. You could also at that point invite them to follow your Become a Travel Agent page if you have one. If somebody is contacting you via messenger or text message, engage in a conversation with them. Hey, I saw you were a travel agent. I'd like more info. Or I had somebody recently reach out to me on Messenger and they said, hey, can you tell me how you became a travel agent? And I told them, and then they asked some more questions, and I've been able to let them know about the opportunity. Okay. Or if somebody texts you the keyword in your ad, if they do not reply to you, move on. Do not just keep spamming somebody with messages. We're not about doing that, okay? We're not just spamming people randomly. We're going to invite them to the webinar. Now, this is for if you do not have a Calendly. And as a brand new team builder, you don't need to have Calendly. It is a little bit of a financial investment. It's not a lot, but we don't want people paying for something if they don't need to yet. All right, so anything in blue on here are going to be what you can respond. So thank you for inquiring regarding the travel agent opportunity. We're currently scheduling for an online meeting we enter the next 2 times, where we go over the host agency, pay structure, industry perks, and more. Which time works best for you? All right. A variation, maybe they ask how you are, right? How are you doing? I'm great. Thanks for asking. Nice to meet you, whoever their name is. There's actually a meeting today at whatever time in the time zone. It really explains everything in detail about the business and by invite only. Would you like to grab a spot? So, or also, there's actually a meeting today at whatever. Literally explains everything. Invite only. Would you like me to check an availability? Now, there is not really limited availability for these meetings, but we're giving the impression that if they don't act now, they might not get a spot. That's all. Okay. And if you do use Calendly, here is a script you can use as well. If you're interested in that, we do have trainings on that. And also, you could talk to your mentor, myself, or another gold. Okay. So they'll reply, yes, please, or they'll give you the time, right? When you give them the time, they reply, wait a few minutes. Awesome. Looks like we have a couple of spots left. I just need your phone number and email for the confirmation. Now, if you're already working on text with them, you don't need their phone number. We do want the email because that way we can make sure that we're getting contact information. Okay. Great. I have you confirmed. You'll need to download the Zoom app on your phone or create a free account on zoom.us. Please let me know prior to the meeting if you're unable to make it so I can release your spot. I will send you the meeting ID about 30 minutes prior to the meeting. I look forward to seeing you there. So they're going to reply with their contact info. Fantastic. I have you confirmed. We give them again the info, right? About 30 minutes before, you're going to confirm that they're coming to the meeting at whatever time it is. Please confirm by responding in order to receive the Zoom link to attend the meeting. If they don't respond, they're more than likely going to be a no-show. Once they do respond, we send the following. Here are the instructions for the Zoom meeting. Now, down here, we have the 2 different Zooms, travel knowledge and corporate. Make sure you know which meeting you're scheduling for somebody for and that you're using the correct Zoom. And I'll show you on our team up how we look at that. We put the Zoom info in. Don't put travel knowledge or corporate. Just put, here's the meeting info, Zoom ID, the password, and this, right? Click the link to join 10 minutes before the start, our Zoom link to start or join the scheduled meeting. Go ahead, download, blah, blah, blah. We tell them all this info. We want them to put invited by Tasha, invited by whoever, and then what their actual name is. We want that as their name in the meeting. Otherwise, we're going to call them by their device. And it tells them how to connect using audio. Again, my name is, you can text my number if there's any problems logging in. Okay. So here are my scripts. About what we do. Again, we attend the webinar with them. A couple of reasons as a new builder, this is really important too. It's going to make sure that you know the information they're hearing and get you more familiar with how our company works if you don't know yet. Okay. So that's one reason. But the other reason is, hey, let's see if they are there. Or have they reached out to me if it's that corporate one and I can't see the list of attendees? All right. If they're not there, we can send something like, hey, Tasha, we're in the meeting. Where are you? Or the meeting started. Are you here? Because sometimes it has like Zoom user, those kinds of things. You might not always get a response, but you will get people who show up. Now, if for some reason you don't stay the whole meeting, sign back in, see if they're still there. Some people drop off, especially once they hear that there's a fee. Okay. Immediately after the webinar, if they have not reached out to you, now they might reach out to you. They are instructed if they're ready to get signed up to send you a text or respond to you by email, however they've been talking to you, right? So either they're going to respond to you and say, I'm ready, or something. Or if they haven't, you are going to follow up. And this should be like right as soon as the meeting ends. We want to talk to them when their excitement is high and they're emotionally invested in doing this. All right. Now is the time to talk to them. Hey, whoever you are, it's Tasha, the person who invited you to the travel agent meeting. What did you like best of the meeting? About the meeting? Or hey, what did you like best about the meeting? We're not asking what did you think? We're not asking do you have any questions? We're asking something that is promoting a positive response. We want to know what they liked. What was the best part of this for you? Otherwise, we're opening ourselves up for the negative answers. Okay? We want to know their positive answer so we can capitalize on it, right? Hey, hi, Tasha. I love that this is so flexible and that I can earn a lot of money. Yes, absolutely. I love that I can choose when and where to work my business, and the income potential is amazing. Sounds like I'm welcoming you to the team, or sounds like I'm welcoming you to the family. If they respond and say yes, then we send them that welcome text, right? Right? If they respond with something simple like, I like how informative it was, that's when we can say, yeah, our presenter is great given the information. Are there any additional questions that weren't answered? And then they answered no. You say, great. I guess the only thing left is to say, welcome aboard. Assume they're joining if they haven't told you anything negative, right? Once they say yes, we'll talk about the enrolling part, but don't text them anything unless they respond to that. Now, if they have additional questions, if they are saying something that isn't positive and you're not sure what to say, we don't want you to respond without assistance. You're going to take a screenshot. You're going to reach out immediately to your immediate gold, or we can reach out to our platinum Amy. Here is her phone number. And we, as leaders, will give you a copy and paste response. Sometimes what they're saying is their objection is not really their objection. Okay. And we've answered enough people that we can sometimes read into that. So that's part of the reason that we say don't respond. Let us give you a copy and paste response. Okay. If you are in the meeting and you notice that they left early, say, hey, just checking to see if you lost connection. If they reply, you can attempt to reschedule them or say, did you hear enough that, or do you need to hear more? Do you need to hear it again, right? If they say they want to think about it or talk to a spouse or something like that, we always get a good time to follow up. What's a good time that I can follow up with you? Great. You're going to talk to your husband when he gets home from work tonight. Can I check in with you tomorrow at noon? It's like setting up an appointment, and it's keeping the control on your side. Okay? It's keeping the control on your side as opposed to giving them the control. Like, great, let me know once you talk and you've made a decision. Now you have no idea when they're going to respond to you. Right? So let's get into back to our slides because let's talk about handling questions. This is before the meeting, right? Sometimes we're going to get questions before the meeting. Like, hey, is this a pyramid scheme? Some people ask that before the meeting. Is this, one of those situations where I have to pay to get started? Is this commission based? Those types of things. That's a great question. Everything will be covered in detail during the informational meeting. Now, if somebody says, hey, do I need my camera on? Do I need to be able to have my microphone on? We can answer no to that. All right. Those types of things. All right. But we want to redirect them to the meeting and the value of the information presented. Let the people who are very experienced at explaining this business do the hard work for you. Okay. Now, as we said, the follow-up is key. We talked about attending the meeting so you know who was there. Text those who are not there. Try to get them in. Follow up immediately after if they haven't contacted you. Use your golds and platinum to help you close prospects. Sometimes you're going to send us something and we're going to say, this needs to be a 3-way phone call. And you don't have to get nervous about those. Here's what happens. You get on the phone with the prospect and you say, I have Tasha here who has been in the business for, almost 3 years. She's helped a ton of people start their business with us, and she books a lot of travel. She's going to be able to answer your questions better than I am, so I'm going to let her talk to you. And then all you do is you sit back and listen. A couple of reasons. Number one, bringing in someone else gives validity to you. I do this as an experienced team builder and a leader. I will bring in somebody who has more experience than me, or even the same amount of experience as me, because hearing from someone else gives validation. I actually find that a 3-way call is even more effective with people I know that are kind of questioning it. If they're like, oh yeah, but like you're telling me this and I know we're friends and all, but like, what's the real deal? Like, is somebody else, like I bring someone else in and they hear the exact same thing coming from somebody else who's also been successful. Now what I told them holds more value and it's more believable, right? So 3-way calls are very helpful and you don't have to be nervous about them. Sometimes it's going to be, here's a text, just copy and paste. Sometimes it's going to be, let's get on a call and explain this. All right. Sometimes a text honestly is not going to be enough. Do not try to do it yourself, please. As I said, I even send texts sometimes to other leaders and say, hey, how would you respond to this one? Okay. Now, once they say yes, we do have scripts here as well. We're going to send the sign up script with our enrollment link. So let me show you. There's just more info in there. All right, steps for onboarding. Welcome. So the next steps will be filling out the enrollment link. It will prompt you to fill out the 1099 information to be processed by Archer and Evolution. After that, you will pay for your bundle of choice because they now have the essentials, which gives them the $89.99, just the regular program, or the bundle. The Evo bundle gives them that same access as a business owner, but also gives them all of those additional vouchers, travel vouchers to use, they could use immediately. And we're going to insert our link, our agent link. So let me show you how you find that in case you don't know. In our back office, move myself, it's going to be on that side. Right at the top, it's going to say enroll an agent. This is your enrollment link. Just double check that the very end has your agent ID number on it. You just insert that into the script, send it. Once your prospect says they've completed the link, please make sure you confirm via your emails or in your back office to make sure that they're in the system. Sometimes people get all the way to the payment page. They're like, I filled everything out, but they didn't actually pay and they think they're signed up. Okay. So please make sure you actually confirm. Every once in a while, the email doesn't come through. If it does come through, it'll be from Evolution. It'll say, congratulations, you enrolled an agent. Sometimes it doesn't come through, but you can come in and check under personal agents if your number has gone up. You can also check your total downline. If you click here and scroll all the way to the bottom, it'll be probably the last person that's signed up. Okay. So, lost my place. Once they've enrolled, we have our welcome text. Welcome to the team. Please access our startup guide here. Each of us as golds have our own links. Okay. So get your link from either Michaela, myself, or Lynette. Then you're going to work your way through the steps. You tell them, work your way through the steps. Please send me a picture of your certificate once you complete the initial training. That's the certificate from the back office. I'm excited to welcome you to the team. I look forward to helping you launch your business. If you have any questions at all, please let me know so I can help you. Save my number. Now, if you're emailing them, put your phone number in there. If they are an international agent and you are from the US, put +1 before your phone number. Okay. Next, after they send you their certificate, great. Go back to the startup guide and continue through the steps. Use that same link you got. Here is our live training schedule on TeamUp. You don't need to create an account to have access to the schedule, but it will be helpful to download the app, go to the settings, change the time to your time zone. Here's our link. Now, you might not feel comfortable with this part. You can bring in your gold for this. I'd like to schedule a one-on-one phone call with you or Zoom within the next week. Check in on your goals for the business. Ensure that you know what to be working on to get your business set up for success. Okay. I have found a huge, huge difference in retention by doing this. So if we go back, look at that. Let's look at that onboarding process again. We send them the enrollment link, confirm they've signed up in the back office, send the welcome text 1 with the Start Me link. Each gold has their own. Check in with your agent in the first 24 hours. Once you've sent them that Start Me link, if you have not heard from them, send them a text. Be like, hey, it's Tasha. I just wanted to check in, see how you're doing. Make sure you see if you have any questions about where to find anything. All right. It can be very overwhelming as a new agent, and there's a lot of information. They might have frozen and been like, there's so much, I don't know what to do. Just check in. All right. Once they send you the picture, their certificate, we have the second welcome text. Always, always redirect them back to our Start Me. Our team website does also have some resources as well. Offer a one-on-one or connect with your gold or platinum for one-on-one meetings with new agents. Okay. So this is really the whole process when we talk about inviting, handling questions, following up, and how we onboard agents once we know that they have joined us. So if you do have any questions, please make sure you reach out to your mentor, to myself, to Michaela, to Lynette. Any one of us would be willing to help you with all of this, right? And we're so excited to help you on being successful on this side of the business as well.